Hi everyone, my name is Karen and I am asking, when we learn a new language, no one tells us exactly what to do with mistakes. Do we correct them all? Do we ignore them? What happens if we correct them incorrectly? Well, today we'll explain how interlanguage works and what strategies we can use to deal with mistakes effectively. When we learn a language, we don't go from 0 to 100 in a single step. We create an intermediate system called interlanguage, which is like a bridge between our native language and the language we want to learn. In this process, we make natural mistakes because our brain is constructing new rules. For example, an English learner might say, "He go to the park yesterday" instead of "he went to the park yesterday." This happens because in their mind they are applying a general English rule, adding ed to form the past tenses. But in this case, the verb go is irregular and doesn't follow the rule. But are all mistakes equal? Not exactly. Some errors come from our native language, negative transference, while others are simply part of the learning process. For example, in Spanish we say "I have 20 years." But in English, it's not say that way. If a student say "I have 20 years," it's because they're transferring the structure of the language into English. This is where the teacher's role comes in. How do we correct these mistakes without frustrating the student? So, error treatment. If we correct all errors without letting the student think, we can dampen their confidence. But if we don't correct any, we could reinforce ongoing errors. That's why there are different ways to treat mistakes in class. Implicit correction. We rephrase the sentence correctly without interrupting. Explicit correction. We explain the mistake directly. Recast. We repeat the sentence correctly so the students notice it. Elicitation. We ask the student to correct their own mistake. Mistakes are not the enemy. They're part of the learning process. The important thing is knowing how to treat them to help students improve without fear or making mistakes. Learning a language is a process full of trial and error. We often see mistakes as failures, but in reality, they're signs that we're making progress. When a student say "he bringed a book" instead of "he brought a book," it doesn't mean they're not learning. It means their brain is trying to logically apply language patterns. These mistakes show us which rule the student has internalized and which one still need adjusting. Therefore, instead of harshly correcting, teachers should guide the students with strategies that allow them to reflect on their mistakes and progressively improve. So, mistakes are not an obstacle, but an essential part of learning. If you enjoyed this video, give a like and tell us in the comments what was the funniest mistake you made while learning a language. See you in the next video. Bye!